Okay, people, this is my last video for the night. I will try to keep this as short and as sweet as possible. Don't you believe that, though? Because sometimes things happen, and whenever you plan to keep something short and sweet, memories flutter back, and you can bet your sweet ass that you'll fuck up somewhere. Alright, so in the other video that I made, part 2 of 10, I talked a lot of stuff, and I told you guys that I would probably make a video one day about how many girls screwed me over, and no time like the present, because at the end of that video I said that I would make this video. So let's just call this part 3, and there will be no singing. No. First time I lost my virginity, I was 10 years old. Yes, my younger sisters were there, and yes, they snitched on me. Too much information, but anyway. After that, I started having these girlfriends. Boy, did I have some girlfriends. So, a lot of people give me a hard time because now I only date outside of my race, if you want to call it that. Since I'm mixed, there's no such thing. But before I started dating white girls, I only dated black girls. And my very first black girlfriend used to do stuff. Her name was E. We're going to only use initials. And when we were in Burley Moran, puppy love, she would do things to piss me off, like purposely let her underwear be seen by other boys in the class, which would start problems. And eventually she moved away. My other girlfriend, her nickname started with a T, and she was light-skinned, and she moved away. That wasn't too bad. They weren't too bad. But what I didn't know that as time would go on, I would have the reverse of a horseshoe up my ass. I don't know what the hell was going on, but my luck with women just like spiraled down and never stopped. So, I met this girl in a summer romance, and her initial starts with the T. Long and short was, she was so brave that she brought her new boyfriend to my porch, because I was with her like from the beginning of the summer until that day. She brought a new boyfriend. Now, what led to that day was she said she needed some space. I said, okay, I'll back off for like 5 days. And in those 5 days, not only did she have sex with this dude, but she decided that she didn't want James anymore and had the balls to bring him to my house. So when my dad opened the door, she told us that was her cousin. I have to give her credit for her honesty, because she did tell me after my dad left that was her new boyfriend, and I threatened to beat them to death. And I said, you need to go, and you need to take him with you. She said, what are you going to do? I said, y'all need to go. I do know Kung Fu. I'm not afraid to use it. So I let her walk off the porch first. And I said, fella, you can't just walk off my porch. You're going to catch a ride on the James William Express. Which basically means he got the tip of my boot. Literally. Boots to ass. And he scarred up his chin because we had 2 steps on the porch. The one cement step, and then you have the porch. So he went to step off on those 2 cement steps, because there's 2 cement steps. I told that wrong. And he never touched them. He did touch the street, though, because he literally dove across the damn street because my foot kicked him in his ass and he scraped his chin. And then she was mad at me for that, and I said, well, what the hell did you expect? I don't hit girls. But since he wants to be bad enough to walk up in my house with my ex-girlfriend, I'm going to fuck him up. I grew up in the streets. We don't play that shit. If you're going to dump me, dump me. But don't bring your new boyfriend to my house. So, every morning for the rest of the summer, T would get on her little spree and have to go past my house to leave the neighborhood. And every morning at the crack of dawn, I'd hear that damn thing rev up, and my ass would be at that front porch. And every time she tried to drive past that tree, I tried to make her ass crash. I can see why karma has struck me down with women. So a year and a half later, I'm with another girl who's black, and she would be the last black girl that I would ever date for the rest of time. So that's because she almost got me eating bullets. Her and my father were friends. Her name starts with an S. And S almost got me shot because she was 14 and I was 14. And she was dating a 23-year-old. So he threatened to kill me. And my dad threatened to kill him. So that was the long and short of that. So as I got back to Charlottesville, I decided right then and there, no more dating black chicks. I would prefer not to die, because as good as I am with my fist, I can't beat a bullet. And I lived in that reality because I have been street fighting since I was 6 years old. The last fight I got into in Charlottesville, my dad snatched me off my victim, and that pretty much ended my fighting career right there. So, that being said, no, I decided I'm going to start messing with white broads. Which I really didn't mess with white broads until I got into like high school. So you could tell by grade school, I had learned my lesson. And I had to be real careful with the girls in selection. So, I met a girl in high school through a friend of a friend. And it was a really fucked up situation because I was working at Kegler's. Her name starts with an A. Okay. So, AB, which we, the nickname or the initials we will use. AB and I was dating, and then she brought her new boyfriend on my job. And the Marine, the two chefs, and the boss would not let me out that kitchen to kill my doppelganger and who she was dating, because the guy looked just like me, only taller. My hair was better. But I started finding a pattern with me and girls. Now, I just must be so stupid to keep picking these chicks who apparently like to fuck, but don't tell me they like to fuck. And I'm trying to take it slow and treat them the way I want to be treated if I was a girl, where they're throwing the pussy to everybody, except for me. So, and she was only dating me because I was mixed. And it was like, I'm going to date you just to piss off my dad. So that's pretty much how that worked. I never met her fucking dad, or her mom for that matter. But when they came to my job, her and her new boyfriend, it was like T and her new boyfriend all over again. Which is why I was sensitive to that. But I was stupid because I could have just went through the kitchen gap and dove over the counter and beat his ass. But I tried to be tasteful and walk out the door after telling that bastard I was going to break his fucking legs. So, that being said, I'm going to about my business. And, I couldn't get out. But I couldn't get fired. So, after that, I pretty much had gave up on love. Until you get to the video that came before this video. And her initials also start with an A. But we will not go any further than that so that I don't have any legal problems. But after her, then there was the catfish and some other stuff. I've been through a lot of bad stuff with women. And, I lived and I learned. And the A that I left was supposed to be the last one. And I straight told her she was my last shot at love. And the first thing I told her when we got together was, I'm in it for the long haul. If you're not in it for the long haul, you need to tell me now. Don't wait 2 years to tell somebody that you're not in it for the long haul. If you don't know what you want, that's the first thing that you should tell a man before you get serious. Because a man that's serious will either wind up hurting himself or hurting you because they can't be with you. And that's how I also lost 4 young ladies in my life through stupid men. Long and short is this, emotions is not something that you should toy with. Whether you are a man or a woman, don't play with people's emotions. Don't do that shit. Keep that shit real. If you're in a relationship just to be friends with benefits, say that shit from the jump. If you're in a relationship and you're looking for the long-term shit, say that shit from the jump. But make sure that you're with a long-term person who wants to be with you. Don't be in a long-term relationship with someone who's just hanging in there. Or just because the sex is good. No, because good sex doesn't make good parents. I'm James Williams Jr. Be seeing you.